The rise of Burmese pythons in South Florida is one of the most dramatic wildlife stories in the United States. What began as a niche exotic pet trade has transformed into a major ecological challenge, especially in the fragile wetlands of the Everglades. In this in-depth breakdown, we explore how these giant snakes arrived, how they spread, and why they are now considered one of the most impactful invasive species in North America. Origins: from Southeast Asia to Florida. Burmese pythons are naturally found in Southeast Asia, where they live in warm, humid environments with abundant water. Their biology makes them highly adaptable. They grow large, reproduce efficiently, and can survive long periods without food. These traits, while beneficial in their native range, have made them particularly dangerous when introduced into new ecosystems. The introduction of Burmese pythons into Florida began in the 1970s through the exotic pet trade. At the time, owning large snakes became popular in the United States. However, as these snakes grew, often reaching over 15 feet, many owners found them difficult to manage. As a result, some individuals released their pets into the wild, unintentionally setting the stage for a long-term ecological problem. A major turning point occurred in 1992 when Hurricane Andrew struck South Florida. The storm destroyed breeding facilities and released additional pythons into their surrounding environment. This event likely accelerated the establishment of a wild population in the Everglades. Rapid population growth. Although sightings of pythons date back decades, they were not officially recognized as a breeding population in Florida until around the year 2000. Since then, sightings have increased dramatically, with tens of thousands reported over a short period. Estimating the exact number of pythons is extremely difficult. These snakes are highly secretive, spending much of their time hidden in dense vegetation or submerged in water. Even trained experts have a very low success rate in detecting them. Because of this, population estimates range widely, from tens of thousands to potentially hundreds of thousands. This rapid growth is fueled by the python's biology. A single female can lay between 20 and 50 eggs and reproduce every other year. Combined with a lifespan that can exceed 20 years, this creates a powerful population expansion mechanism. Invasive impact on wildlife. The ecological impact of Burmese pythons in Florida has been severe. These snakes are apex predators, meaning they sit at the top of the food chain. Their diet is incredibly diverse, including birds, mammals, and even reptiles. Research has shown dramatic declines in several native mammal populations in areas where pythons are established. Species such as raccoons, rabbits, foxes, and opossums have seen population drops of up to 90% or more in certain regions. In some cases, entire local populations have disappeared. Pythons have even been observed preying on large animals, including deer and alligators. Interestingly, the American alligator can also prey on pythons, creating a rare situation where two apex predators compete and sometimes prey on each other. Additionally, pythons disrupt ecosystems by competing with native predators for food. Their presence alters the balance of the environment, affecting not just prey species but the entire food web. Adaptation and survival. One of the most concerning aspects of the Burmese python invasion is their ability to adapt. Studies have shown that these snakes possess strong navigation skills, allowing them to return to familiar areas even after being relocated miles away. There is also evidence that pythons are adapting to colder temperatures. After a cold event in 2010, some snakes survived by seeking shelter or using behavioral strategies. Researchers believe that natural selection may favor individuals that can tolerate cooler climates, potentially allowing the species to expand its range over time. Genetic studies have also revealed hybridization within the population, including traces of other python species. This could influence their adaptability and resilience in new environments. Why the Everglades is vulnerable. The Everglades provides an ideal habitat for Burmese pythons. Its warm climate, abundant water, and dense vegetation closely resemble the snake's native environment. Additionally, the region's proximity to urban areas, especially Miami, has historically made it a hub for the exotic pet trade. Unfortunately, only about 25% of the original Everglades ecosystem remains protected. This makes the region particularly sensitive to invasive species. Once established, these species can spread quickly and become extremely difficult to control. Challenges in controlling the population. Managing the Burmese python population is a complex and ongoing challenge. Traditional wildlife control methods, such as trapping, are less effective due to the snake's behavior and habitat. Pythons move infrequently and are unlikely to enter traps, especially in vast and dense environments. Detection is another major issue. Even experienced researchers struggle to locate these snakes in the wild. Studies have shown that detection rates can be as low as 1% in controlled conditions. Various strategies have been explored, including tracking and tagging, using radio transmitters to monitor movement. Detection dogs, trained dogs can locate snakes more effectively in certain conditions, and public hunts and bounty programs, incentivizing removal efforts. Despite these efforts, completely eradicating the population is currently not feasible. Python action programs and bounty efforts. Florida has introduced several programs to manage the python problem. One of the most well-known is the Florida Python Challenge, a public event that encourages participants to capture and remove pythons. These events offer cash prizes and help raise awareness about the issue. Additionally, the state employs professional contractors who are paid to remove snakes from the wild. These efforts have resulted in thousands of pythons being captured over the years. However, given the estimated population size, these efforts represent only a fraction of the total number of snakes in the Everglades. Laws and regulations. To prevent further spread, the United States has implemented strict regulations. In 2012, the importation of Burmese pythons was banned under federal law. Florida has also introduced regulations requiring permits and identification measures for large snake ownership. These laws aim to reduce the risk of additional releases into the wild and prevent the spread of invasive species to other regions. Environmental and health concerns. Beyond ecological damage, Burmese pythons can also carry parasites and diseases that may affect native wildlife. Additionally, high levels of mercury have been found in python tissue, making them unsafe for human consumption in many cases. These factors highlight the broader environmental risks associated with invasive species. Future outlook. Looking ahead, the Burmese python will likely remain a permanent part of the Florida ecosystem. While complete eradication is unlikely, ongoing research and management efforts aim to control the population and reduce its impact. Scientists continue to study the species to better understand its behavior, reproduction, and potential range expansion. Public awareness and responsible pet ownership will also play a crucial role in preventing similar situations in the future. Conclusion. The story of the Burmese python in Florida is a powerful reminder of how human actions can reshape entire ecosystems. What started as a pet trade trend has become one of the most significant wildlife challenges in the United States. For viewers in the USA, this issue goes beyond snakes. It's about conservation, responsibility, and the delicate balance of nature. The Everglades remains one of America's most unique and important ecosystems, and protecting it requires continued effort, research, and awareness. If you're interested in wildlife documentaries, invasive species, and real environmental stories, don't forget to subscribe to Python Ancient for more deep dives into nature's most fascinating and powerful creatures.